This year has had a lot of rumors and whispers of Halo Combat Evolved getting a reboot or a remake, whichever it is. These are my thoughts on the whole situation of it. It goes without saying this has a lot of potential to be one of the most incredible games yet again. But it also has a lot of pressure and a lot can go immensely wrong with it if it's not done faithfully and correctly and with actual passion to it. Do you remember when Resident Evil 4 announced that it was going to have a remake? People did doubt it just because it's such a amazing game that if you do it wrong, it just makes the fans really mad that you messed up a game that was already perfect, to some people's opinion. But look what they're saying now. It's one of the greatest Resident Evils yet again, some people's favorite game of all time, and so on and so forth. Just highly, highly praised. And that's because they did it the correct way. They did it faithfully, with passion. And you see it in the final result. Whereas with 343 and their past 3 games that they've done, it's been hit or miss, you could say. But for most people's opinion, that has been with Halo all their life, it's been miss after miss after miss. 343 Industries nowadays looks completely different from when they made Halo 4, when they made Halo 5, and they made Halo Infinite. And each and every game have basically had different teams entirely besides Frank O'Connor, Kiki Wolfkill, and Bonnie Ross. But they're all gone. One of the things I don't really hear people talking about is that during Halo 4's development period, during the beginning of it, they were going to replace our favorite people. Steve Downes, Master Chief, Jen Taylor, Cortana, Jeff Stizer, the multiplayer announcer. They were going to recast them for other people for the roles. And you can see right here, I'm going to put a clip in of Jeff Stizer himself talking about it. So let's take a listen.
There was a period when we first started with them. I know for a fact that there was a kind of a push to basically find all new people for the game. They were going to replace us all. And then for one reason or another, that didn't happen. And I think that was smart, because I think that people did get pretty attached to the voices that they recognized. I mean, can you imagine Halo without Steve Downes? I don't know what it would be like.
People like to put their own spin on a franchise because now it's theirs. But for the most part, when people buy a franchise or IP and they try to do it their way, it doesn't usually work out. Look at Disney with Star Wars. Look at 343 always trying to correct themselves. The only time I can think of it just off the top of my head that it has worked out is Bethesda with Fallout. When they went from the top-down perspective with Fallout 3 to making it a first-person open world, excellent. I mean, look at how much people love Fallout now. And how many of those people who play Fallout now have played Fallout 1 or 2? Probably mostly none. But it's a very loved franchise now. They did it excellent. However, with this being a reboot / remake of Combat Evolved, what better time for a company to try to make their stamp on a franchise than to recast the characters at the beginning of the story? It's an absolutely terrible decision, don't get me wrong, but if they were ever going to try to actually recast them, this would be the time to do it. It would go over horrifically for the fans that have been with the franchise and have known these voices throughout their life. I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that Steve Downes in his Master Chief role is equivalent to James Earl Jones with Darth Vader. You cannot have Darth Vader's voice not be like James Earl Jones. It's just going to be weird. And it's just going to feel incorrect and take you out just a little bit. Steve Downes right now is 74, I believe. Jeff Stizer is 72, and Jen Taylor's 51. So yes, I can see why they would be wanting to recast based off of looking at their age alone. But Lord, I pray that they get to live forever. That would be amazing. But at the end of the day, there is AI voicing. And if for whatever reason they are not able to voice another Halo game, I think the answer would be to use AI to replicate their voice rather than try to recast. Because you cannot replace those voices. Mainly Master Chief. That is by far the one that you just cannot change. There was the Halo TV show, which I don't recall there actually being a lot of hate towards Master Chief's voice, but I think that was just covered over all the other bad backlash for the storytelling, him not wearing his armor, the weird Covenant lady and their interaction with her, and so much was wrong with it. So maybe it just got dogpiled underneath all the other bad things that were going on with the show. The other worry that I have with it is just how it's going to play because of how much we are used to this game being played. There was cut content, and I don't know how that would feel playing something brand new to the story after playing thousands of times through the campaign without that having it in there. Yes, it would be amazing to see what they intended the game to be, but how would we react to something that wasn't there, that is just now being introduced to a classic of a game? Maybe it's just a nostalgia and scared of change, I don't know. But it's a very tightrope to walk on to change something classic. An example I can make where added levels to a remake of a game worked out excellently, in my opinion, is if you ever played Metroid, the original one, and then played Metroid Zero Mission, which is the remake they made for the Game Boy Advance. That remake is amazing to me. Plays amazing. But then they also added a mission that was not in the original, and I remember the first time I played it, I was like, whoa, this was not in it, but I was having a blast playing it, and it made sense. The story was a great addition to it. Maybe I will feel the same way about the Halo Combat Evolved remake. I don't know. It's hard to say. My gut feeling does definitely say, this might be a complete disaster. But like I said, this is a new team, new leads on it. I say hope for the best, but I don't know. I'm completely worried about this. Completely worried. The absolute legendary composer for Halo, Marty O'Donnell, also spoke about the reboot or remake on a podcast called Meaning in Between. Here's a clip from it, so let's take a listen.
Before you go on, I just want to say that I don't think I'm a fan of this project.
The reboot?
The reboot, and with the Marcus and Marty, like, we're back and Joe's back and Jamie's back and we're going to really do it right this time. The pressure would be insane, number one. Like, how can you there's enough accidental genius that happened in Halo 1 that, like, nobody's really responsible for. And to create that again and not have it be disappointing, I think it's better just to have people imagine how good it would be. It's sort of like when you talk about, well, I want the 1968 New York Knicks to play the 1985 Chicago Bulls. It's like, okay, that's a cool concept. You can think about it. You can argue about it.
But it's better in your head.
It's better in your head. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
I could not agree with him anymore on how he put it. It's just so risky to do. And by the way, go check out the rest of that podcast, The Meaning in Between. I'll leave a link to the channel in the description. I'll be honest, I think it's probably my favorite interview I've ever seen someone do with Marty O'Donnell. It's a very good one. It's pretty long, which podcast, so I love it. But yeah, go check it out. But at the end of the day, I do have hope that they can get this right and knock it out of the ballpark. And we have Halo right back on track like it was in the 2000s, being top dog in the first-person shooters. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you want this to happen? Do you have hope for it? Do you think it'll be good? Or do you want Steve Downes and the rest of the cast to be replaced? I'm going to try to do more of these long-form videos. Let me know if you like it. Let me know what you want different about it or what you want my take on. And yeah, I hope you have a great day. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Please. Thank you. This is The Pelvic Woo. Love ya. Bye-bye.